Going live. Going live. Are we there yet? We're there. Alrighty. Hey, everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, today we are hopefully completing the wings on the B-17. And depending on factors X, Y, and Z. Did I say Z in German? My backup plan, if I'm, depending on how much time I'm using, is to do some deckling, because we're going to need to do that to finish these little numbers, being the tires. We'll also have a bit of a look as to how they come up on the painting front. Yes, we will. And yeah, yada, yada, yada. So, without more waffling, and here's something. Well, it is to me anyway. For 2 weeks in a row now, 2 weeks in a row, the wallabies have actually made me happy. This has been all too rare lately. For those who are, this is going to make me cringe, unfamiliar with who the wallabies are, the Australian national rugby side. They've been playing shit for years, and lately they've been playing well. Last 2 weeks at least. Will it happen again? Who knows? Anyway, now that I've finished off that, we'll get on to our aircraft, shall we? Following, of course, the obligatory caffeine. So yeah. So how you doing today, David? That tank looks great, by the way. Really like the way that looked. Now, this is where I should get my Discord thing up and going, I believe. Because, you see, I don't really understand it as a platform, so I don't really know how to use it. As a result, of course, yes. Look, as a quick aside, mate, I feel your pain from a rugby perspective. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not happy for the Welsh rugby side or the Welsh rugby team. I think it's a pretty harsh outcome. Anyway, now I've had my coffee. Let's just get this light on. Yeah, to say the least. And look, yeah, feel very sorry for Warren Gatland. He is a good coach. That is undeniable. Has he had his day? Possibly. It's. Oh, excuse me. I should have put the heat button up there. I had a goose comes swarming through. It's also a thing where, to my understanding, the Welsh side has had to replace a lot of generation sort of players like Alan Wynne Jones and stuff like that. Not stuff like that. He's not stuff. He's a person. But you know what I'm saying. When you're talking like these once in a generation players who've got God knows how many tests under their belt, yada yada yada. it affects the side quite significantly, and this is clearly what's happened. And I saw some interviews with top Welsh internationals. There was, what's his name? Sam Warburton, George North, I believe, and yeah, they're just saying, look, is it just that this is where they are as a rugby nation at the moment? Okay, most of that's come up quite well. You'll notice, I'll zoom in shortly. And this is an area where we can do some touch-ups and stuff before we start assembling, because let's face it, assembling, once you start, you have to let shit dry. I wouldn't mind getting these tidied up. These will not go on as part of wing assembly. But yeah, there's a couple of little tidy-ups we can do, and I'll explain why we're doing them. Now, because in some ways you could argue the merits of it, in others, yeah, well, it's just me being me, really. Alrighty. Now, there. Alright, once you've done these wheels, actually there's a few ways we can go around this little number. Okay, here we go. What we're gonna do. Well, that is pretty much the drill, mate. And I can honestly say, I've played in a club side, admittedly, but where pretty much exactly the same thing had gone on. A lot of their players were getting old, or had moved on, retired or moved on. They had not blooded any of the new players, of which I was one. And it was brutal. The politics that have evolved were not helpful. Yeah. For those of us who survived, and that's quite literally the phrase to employ here, survived, yeah, we sort of became pretty good. But it should be a question of straight survival, you know what I mean? Alright, so this is how that's going to go on. Bit curious about that little extended area there, but we'll worry about that later. I think that's the right one. These, now, I think I need to do something a bit jiggy with these because I got that wrong. These I should have glued on like that, but what I can do is I'll just trim those off and glue it in. Make sure I get the right one in position, of course, or I'll look very silly. But yeah, it was when you were the ones going through it on the field, and copping all manner of no one needs them apples. It's pretty harsh, and to have it on the international stage, yeah, that's something everyone needs, isn't it? Poor buggers. It would hurt on a very big psychological level, poor guys. And they're young men. No one needs that. Now, this one goes on that side. Just check the sides here. Yep. Which logically means when I find where I put the bloody thing, being here, that one will go there. All right. Hang on a moment, chaps. Just want to check these out. Well, no, it can't be any other way. So, that's weird, Wally. Alright, in we go. So they go on quite nicely, I must say. That's rather. Well, once they're lodged in there, it'll stay in. But on the whole, it's a pretty straightforward. Hang on, it's broken. Okay. In which case, well, at least I can potentially glue it if I need to. I might not need to. We'll see. Now, on. Bam, bam. Now, here I made a bit of a howling error, which is to say, I'll zoom in so you can see what my error is. You'll see there's those stems. I should have gotten the two halves of this and gone either side of those. Now this may be okay. Well, it will be okay. It's a question of in what manner I achieve this objective. You can see straight away it will go there. What I'm thinking, and what I'm going to do right now, in fact, is let's get a mouthful of coffee. But no, that's not what I was thinking with regards to the model. Oh, hey Athol, how you doing? Now, here's what I was actually after specifically. I've got a number of sprue cutters. I was after fairly small ones, and here we have them. So yeah, I'll just trim these bits off. If it transpires that now they flaps or ailerons, whatever they are. I'm going to find this out one day, I swear. But if they'll sit without glue, fantastic. If they won't, I'll use glue. It's not rocket science. Oh, hey, Servo, how you doing? Or is that pronounced Servo? I'm studying Latin, you see. And in fact, it's a bit of an ugly fit, actually. Let's do a bit of foliage here, shall we, chaps? Indeed, in Latin, servo. That's how they pronounce the V. I serve. Am I the youngster? I wouldn't have thought so. Because anybody who would suggest so, there's how to win a friend. It's good, mate. I'm doing very well. How are you doing? For those on YouTube, I am chatting to someone on Twitch as well. And as you're on Twitch, Yeah, there you go. So if some of my conversation seems a bit random, don't let it worry you. Still a bit snug there, isn't it? Probably that end's where I want to know. Yeah, this end. I would suggest it's not quite fact. We can even confirm that. I'll show you. If you look, you can see that I need that to come up a bit. Actually, if I need that to come up, it's that end, isn't it? Logically. Yes. This end I need to do some work on more than this end. That'll be down, not up. Yes. Glad I had a close look at that actually. That would have been most frustrating. It would have. Okay, so have you only just started modelling? Or if this is the first time you've used primer, or let me just check my. Oh, cool. What sort of stuff you building, mate? There's a wonderful world of models to be explored. I do World War II stuff largely, not exclusively. Let's see how this goes now, chaps. Still not quite. We'll get there. I would rather, in fact, have too much space. I will do a bit more on this end just for a good measure to help sort of give clearance. Have you got clearance, Clarence? Okay, yeah. Look, some Airfix. Now, I would hasten to, but the thing with the Airfix I have found is their recent kits are good. Their recent printings. Some of their older ones are clunky and will give you nightmares. Eduard, in my experience, yeah, nice. Really good stuff. Yeah. Top-notch kit or kits to me. I have a friend who only builds to me. Okay, now we're getting places. Still not quite. It's there. This is the issue. Both ends now. So what I'll need to do is bring these a little. There we go. -1 degree. Oh, -4, dear oh dear. These are temperatures that I just don't deal with here in Australia. We have the other end of the spectrum, of course. I remember reading an account of the Germans outside Moscow being trapped in -49 degrees. It was one of the worst winters in God knows how long. And as I read that with absolute horror, I suddenly realized that like 300 kilometers, which is about 180 miles from where I live, just in my own state, it had just been +49 degrees, so just the other side of the scale, and literally. Okay, that's This is a bit frustrating, guys. Now, rubbing. All right. I had hoped that this would be a very straightforward operation. Fooling myself. I will get this. Come hill or high water. All right. Now I'm starting to conclude. Okay, right. Jesus, that's rather ill-fitting. It's got to be said. Now here we go. Here we go, Servo. Do the wing. Oh yeah, actually that's yeah. Okay, sorry, I understand you now. Yeah, I was trying not to from the viewpoint of because yeah, I'm just a bit nervous about that not so much, but this because it's very thin there. I'm a little nervous about pulling them apart, which has started to happen. That's okay. I can fix that quite easily. Let's see how we go just after that little effort. Maybe this. These little nodules are still more problematic than I had envisaged, I reckon. What was that? Oh no, we're good. It's just me brushing a piece of paper and getting, oh my god. So I'm just looking for things to go wrong here. Now. Yeah, that's sort of start. See, it's here we go. Now we're getting some progress. And I thought I would say, my man, you are on the money. It's there now that our issue lies. I'm assuming Athol's the guy's name. I actually don't know. Don't mind me, I'm not being facetious. But you can see that's going to fit now with the issues now, as you have quite correctly pointed out, these suckers. Now, I don't want to take them out lock, stock, and two smoking, because of course then I'll be left with a gap in the structure. Now, I would also go so far as to suggest it's that one and that one. I reckon these. And I'll be damned to all of them, Lobster. What are you doing, boy? Yeah, they are. It's one of those things that does happen, if you know what I'm saying. Just having to deal with the joys or not of some. I should zoom out just a little. Some kits. This is. Yeah. See, this is where companies like Tamir, Eduard. I'll do. What's the? Oh, that's. Sorry, guys. Just got distracted. I've because my right leg is resting on part of the table, as you do, and I'm filing away. I've actually knocked over a small ornament. Isn't a problem in any meaningful way, shape, or form. But yeah, anyway, what was I waffling about? Yes, I was yeah, well, now let's see how much closer we're getting so as we can. Yeah, okay. We are getting there, kids. It's a work in progress, quite literally. We'll take that there further before we go to the sides. Dearie me. I'm starting to wonder also whether it'd be worth investing in a fresh file set. These are good files, don't get me wrong, but they're getting a bit old. I'm unsure as to whether that's a necessary thing to do as well, actually, at the same time. Boom. And you know, I don't actually need glue. Boom. I mean, I will use some probably. But there we go. Finally. All right. Now, that actually means that. Ooh, that's a bit exciting with that one. We're now very close to being good. I think yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? The patience was worth it. That's the whole thing, isn't it? If you're patient, you get your result, ultimately. Now, let's see if actually rest first. That trim our snuts. And I will give them a file straight away, first up, just because sprue cutters are not going to make them perfectly even. We will need to do a bit at the front now that I look. For those who are wondering, who have just joined the stream and who are wondering why I'm having to do this, it's because I was clumsy enough to misread the assembly instructions, or not pay enough attention to the assembly instructions more accurately, where you put both halves of that splatch. So this is what I'm having to do to correct it. Never mind. We'll just tidy these up, because these seem to have been one of the big things that we need to attend to. If I can get these rings completed today, I'll be well happy, actually. This area here is one of the things you do last. I can sort of understand that from the viewpoint of because you got to put little bits that stand up, and then it'll be a little fiddly. Now, something I'll also do before I put this wing or the wings on the fuselage is put some of the smaller decals, just for ease of purpose, ease of handling, that sort of caper. So yeah. There we go. Now, drum roll, kids. Let's see how we go. And Revell Kit says no. Now, first, let's get a line as what we've got to trim out here. I would suggest looking at that. Oh God, look at that. That's a bit rumpy, chaps. All right. It does need to come down quite a way. Jesus, okay. But we also need to trim off quite a bit of that. I'm almost looking at going, do I want to consider a blade? The answer is no. That's probably a little heavy-handed in the circumstance, even for despite the speed it would offer. Last thing. I wonder what wing is in German. Whether it's a der, die, or das. I know that an aircraft is a Flugzeug. It's in Bayerisch Flugzeugwerk. All right, now, bam. Robin. This is going to be a even more annoying one than the other. Dear oh dear. Do I want to take a break from doing this and go on to something else? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, no, I don't. I'd rather get this done. I'd just rather prefer to have not have to file the bejesus out of stuff, you know. Alright, I'll do a little. There's not much of a. Righty. Let's see how we're traveling. Ooh. Oh, look at that. There we go. Alrighty. Boom. Give that a bit of a clean up. But there we go. Now, there was much rejoicing. Okay. I need to glue something onto that. Actually, I need to glue two things, and I still haven't found that part yet, which is very annoying. I digress again. Now, these will pop in the box. This requires, give me a moment. Is it in here? No. Which means it's still on the sprue. There's a part that goes there. Looking. Over here somewhere. That's the real. Come on now. I know it's in here because I put it in here the other day. Aha! I found you. I see. Oh, no way. And a part of it's broken. Marvellous. Really tiny part, too. Alright, we'll stay cool. That may be to our advantage, you never know, because of the way it sits. Anyway, this needs to go in. I think I'll get away with it. As far as there's supposed to be a little bit longer there, but that's okay. I think I can get away with it not being there. Mouthful of coffee. Oh yeah. Now, what we'll do. One, two, all right. Now then, we'll get this out of the way. Try and remember how I discovered as being the best way of doing this. Aside from the fact it was pretty much a pain in the ass. Now, let's get that right. Yes. I will. Where to put the part? Come here. I'm a bit excited about having the wings pretty much to the point of being able to be. I do need obviously to return that engine cowl into its correct position. to the position where we can now, actually I'll probably decal first before I go about putting them on. Well, not all of it, but certainly large parts. Because I am arguably, in my opinion, the laziest person on the planet. I put effort into being lazy. Yeah, I do. Not just lazy or indolent. I can't see what other adjectives I can come up with. Now, the presence of these suggests. Yeah, there we go. That was the issue. You have to. There's a bit of jiggery pokery involved with this, gentlemen. Indeed, significant jiggery pokery because of the angle and stuff. The angle loved the dangle. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, the other one of these has gone on quite solidly. I've been very impressed with that. So we'll see if our luck holds, shall we? Almost lost it. Now. Almost. Oh. Yes, I thought. Close now. Very close. It's a fiddly little lock, guys, I tell you. Now, here's what I need. There we go. All right. And now, finally, just to complete this as we can move on past the wings, yay. Even actually now. So there is a correct angle. There we go. Then we can get onto the tires. Oh, yeah, nice one. Yeah, I had a similar experience on one occasion. I was expecting a parcel, got the message has been delivered, and it hadn't. And, it was quite a big parcel, so it was like I would have seen it. And anyway, so I went to the post office and explained, well, the parcel hasn't arrived actually. And da, 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 da. They showed me the picture. I'm there. That ain't my place. Okay, we'll chase it up. Anyway, I was driving home, and as I've gone past the place, I thought, wait a minute, that looks like the place where they've done. It's on, and it was like the road I live on, and like literally a few doors up. And I went and had a look, and yeah, the guy. I live at Unit 1, number 50, and this was Unit 1, number 54. And you think a number's a problem for you, mate? A bit slow on the uptake, are we, dearie? Okay, now do I just want to let that dry? Yes, I do. Is that right? No, that's right. That's what's going on. Yeah, that's where it should sit. Okay, we're going to need to read. This is a bit rusty, but we'll get it there. Some glue, love. There's not glue, comma, love, isn't there? Give me the love of the glue. Here's your posse. Stand it up like that for a moment. That's suboptimal. I wanted to do that. I'm just going to hold that for a moment. I think I'm good. No, I'm not. This is testing my patience a wee bit, but at least this has come to the party. They're staying there. Yes, so. All right. Right. Well, next on the agenda. There to dry. Get this out of the way. Now, wheels. What we got here is, as you can, here's our wheel. Now, that area that's wide, I did that for a reason, because what you'll find is that these wheel decals go not merely around the hub, but around that area that is white. But there's also, of course, some areas where there's a bit of black that needs to be tidied up. Not so worried about tidying up the white areas, but certainly the black areas. And there's a bit of that on both sides. So we'll attend to that just to get a bit of completion on that. Likewise on this one. And the easy part here will be, I just realised I haven't finished the wings, but I am still going to let a couple of bits dry first. I do need to put these bits on. I can put one of them on. Oh wait. Anyway, now, so we can tidy them up, and this is the rear wheel. Yeah, and again, little bits of black to tidy up. We'll get onto that. Zoom out. Now, so we'll be needing, and in this instance, it probably won't matter too much if I'm somewhat inaccurate. Because of course where I make my errors, it's going to be covered by a decal anyway. It's not going to matter that much. You know, just saying. It's more. It'll be more of an issue with the rear wheel that I'll need to be more attentive for. So we'll see how that rolls out. And then once we've got these done, I am going to put this on the wing once I've got this done. And then we'll see how we're traveling for time, I reckon. Mixed in properly, are we? We are. Very good. All right. Almost done already. Alrighty. Now, once I've gotten both sides done, I'll just whack this vertically on a plinth, as you can see. When I do the real wheel, I'll put some goggles on. So that will require a bit more accuracy for this. Activation happening. That's inconvenient at best. All the way around this little conundrum. Alright, give it a bit more work if we can. zoom on that one. That's a bit shitty. Never mind. One. I might want to change the brush actually. I think with the paint reactivation occurring, it's obviously going to tarnish the brush. Well, not tarnished, but you'd think gone into the brush to some extent. Clean that one. Grab another one. Down to business again. Excuse me. Dear, oh dear. All right. There's only one real way to address this. Where is it? Let's see if this will help us. I'm wondering if the issue is partly being exacerbated by the transfer into the actual paint I'm trying to use. We'll soon find out. Right. A little messy, but only in those areas that where it doesn't matter if it's messy. It's not helpful there. This is going to be a bit of a two-phase process, I would suggest. Anyway, so we'll pop him on there. Now, hopefully we don't have quite the same issues here. I reckon I can do that without goggles. So a small area. Jesus! It would help, of course, if I don't drop the brush. One. Oh, here we go. Oh. Yeah, that's always a good outcome. Out of sight? No. No one knows. You know? Who saw that? No one. That's it. And oh. Yep. Hey, caramba. Excuse me, guys. There we go. While I'm here. Okay, get that off. What the hell is that? Now, what I might want to consider is all right. That's that one fixed up. Dear oh dear. Now, bam, bam, bam. All right. Now, I wouldn't mind getting the last little bits on those wings once I clean this brush. Although, give me a moment. One last little left. See if I can. I'll take a few coats, I think. I might need to apply some varnish before I can successfully negotiate the paint reactivation monster. All right. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. Clean the brush. Now tomorrow's going to be a bit of an eventful day potentially. As you know, tomorrow we'll do the deckling. I want to do all the small stuff on the wings and stuff before. I'd say Thursday the wings will go on. That's my Thursday, obviously. Friday we'll continue the deckling. I'll hope to have certainly the bigger parts of it on, a lot of it done, before putting the wings on, purely because that way it'll be, in some instances, access will be easier that way. That's my theory. That is my theory. That's what it is. All right. Now, get them out of the way. Right. Oh, that's okay. Now, a piece that needs to go. Make sure we get our right sides. Go that way. Almost. So, there we go. No, it actually needs to go a shade further forward, I can see now. But I'm actually pretty happy with it. No, not quite. There we go. One. Well, that was relatively painless. Cool. Oh, this is good stuff, guys. I've had a fairly straightforward set of processes thus far today. Some of them are a bit time consuming, I'll grant you, but I've gotten shit done. This is good. Now, let me just check something there, guys. Oh, Yeah, not far at all now. That's excellent. All right. Anyway, let's get this other side on there. Very keen to find that. Otherwise, I have to make something. I don't really want to make something. I can. It won't be hard for me to work. Okay. All right. I've got an inspection in the next, in fact, tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing some tidying up. I might find it then. You never know. You might. Now then, where did I put the part? Bro, what are you doing? There we go. Quite so closely. All right. All right. Let it dry. All right. That's been a very good hang on. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. We'll just leave it there, shall we, Rob? Let that dry. Now, right. Well, I am going to call that done for today. All righty. Well, it's been a very productive stream. I've been very happy with the outcomes today, actually. I'm thinking, and I do, it's true. I'm thinking that tomorrow we get into some of the deckling that is best done off before we do main assembly. I think I did do well, thank you, matey. Yes, I'm well happy. And you know, as you know, I've had a few frustrations with this kit, and it's when you have those sessions that it's all okay. When it goes right for you again, and you go, okay, it's feel good about it again. All righty. As I said, that is me done for today. Now, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. It is time for me to do the. It's time for me to straighten my bloody camera there. For the however short a period of time it requires. First time viewers out there, I think you know what I'm about to suggest. It's follow, like, or subscribe. Pretty simple, really. Now, if you would like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord, and Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. Whereupon we come again to those magical words: follow, like, or subscribe. Now, with all that waffling done, I should be on tomorrow. I do have my pleasure, David. Thank you for watching. Yeah, now tomorrow I have a house inspection. Don't know if you guys, depends on what part of the world is that, how rentals operate. I rent in Australia. That means every 3 months I get the pleasure of having the land agent come through and make sure the place is in decent order. So yada yada yada. It's just how it rolls here. I intend to get the place ready today so I can just go right. Here's how this rolls out, and not worry about it, and can stream as normal as tomorrow. I expect that will be the case. Whereupon, as I said, I think what we'll be doing is deckling. Get some of that going on. Get some of the easier stuff done. So, all that's really left for me to say is that, certainly all being well, I'll be back tomorrow. Same kit time, same kit channel. Hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous.